Hey guys, Sean here at K2 Trades. Today I'm going to be going over support resistance, and more specifically, what is support resistance and why is support resistance used. So let's start off with what is support resistance. To make things as simple as possible, support resistance are basically areas in the chart where price generally rejects from, and it'll be considered a resistance. So as you can see right here, price came up this way, then it rejected off this area, so this area might have been considered resistance. So we'll use the horizontal line. So I draw a line up there. And as it came back down this way, it rejected off this area. So this area could be considered support. And that analogy comes from the action of price rejecting off this area. So if you can see here, price came up and then it bounced off this area. So this would be considered, some sort of resistance. And as it came back down here, it stopped the drop and then it bounced up from right here. So this could be, considered a support area. And as you can see here, price came up, this could be considered resistance, came back down right here, this could be considered a support, but that's just to keep things basic. If you look into it a little more specifically, you'll see that, that there are other theories that tie into support resistance so it can be a little more accurate. Next up, why is support resistance used? So a lot of traders use support resistance as to benchmark, where price is likely to reject from at a later time so they can go ahead and re-enter a trade. So if you look a little closer, right here, this is more of a smaller support resistance area, but you can see how it works right here. So as you can see here, price came up, it rejected off this area right here. So we'll consider this a resistance, and price came down right here and rejected off this area, which could be considered a support. And the way people use this when they trade is if price is to come down to this area a second time, or this area up here, odds are if that area has been tested more than once, then likely price will reject from there again. So the way people use support resistance is they'll wait for price to come, reject off an area, create a resistance, come back down, test an area, create a support, and once it comes up again, since this is already considered a resistance, people will likely put a sell order right here. So if you put a sell order right there, and you let price come down, you can see that price dropped about 90 pips. So that's a pretty nice win if you guys are trading support resistance. Similar to the other direction, so if people were setting this as a buy because they know that this was a support, they can set a buy position right here. Since price came up, rejected down here, rejected up here, and people would think that price would reject here again if this is considered a support. So as price rejected down here and shot up, you could have rode this whole right up for 172 pips, which is a pretty nice profit. So in the next videos, I'm going to be showing you guys how I draw support resistance and how you can draw support resistance with indicators. Till then, guys.
K2, yeah, we headed for the top now. K2, yeah, we call it when it drop down.